Well, hello there. Welcome to the channel. This is going to be a pretty quick video. I wanted to introduce the Kimber 2k11. This is getting a lot of buzz right now, with good reason, I think. I've got a video pending with some really good data. Did a good comparison video. I've just got to get a lot of editing and get all that data sorted and everything. But the question that video asks is the Kimber 2k11 the best limited optics gun under 2,500 bucks? I think the answer is probably yes, but big but, and I'm showing you the but video before I show you the actual comparison video. The gun shoots smooth. The gun shoots flat. It is gorgeous, obviously, and it's a lot of fun to shoot. And I'm going to show you the but that lots of people are talking about. I found it to be absolutely true. There's a hot spot. That hot spot rubs right here, right on the edge joint of your thumb, where that far side safety comes through. And I wish I had thought to film this video before I did what I did. Okay, so here's a picture. I'm going to show you on the other gun here in a moment, but I'm pausing for a second here because I found a picture of what I should have shown you on my own gun. You can see here where this is beveled. This edge right here is beveled, but that beveling stops, and there's this really blunt edge, and then there's no beveling on this side here. Where I found with my thumb, the hot spot is right here on this corner. As my thumb wraps around, boy, it just bites you right there. So this area right here seems to be the problem, right on that rounded edge. That really seems to be the issue. Where people are having a problem with it. Here on my what I did. This is my Prodigy, which is part of the comparison video that I did. And you can see here on this Prodigy, man, I hope you can see it. So the safety, you can see there's a beveled edge here on this safety selector, and that beveled edge kind of comes to a point right here. When your hand fits around there, no problem, no rub. The mistake they made on the Kimber was they stopped the beveling here, and this entire corner right here was all rounded. And when your hand came around, boy, it just, that edge right there, this whole thing just dug in, and it's just the way that thing was cornered. So I took the safety selector off. I tried to swap the safety selector I have here over to this gun, but unfortunately the Kimber safety selector here, this is not going to take a standard 2011 safety selector. There's especially on the far side, there's a little pin that sticks through that this safety selector goes right down over, and it locks it in place. So most safety selectors don't have that. So I don't know. There may be one out there. I haven't found one. I don't have one that has that feature. I'll do some digging and see if I can find a replacement, or if I have to go to Kimber for a replacement. The other thing that I did was I tried to put, okay, well, let's just put this one on this side, and see if that, because I wanted to find out if that made the difference, and that was the rub for sure. Unfortunately, where the safety selectors come together, they're on this bar that comes across here, that this one fits inside of this one. There's a flat edge and a C edge, and they come together like this, and that holds the safety together. I hope that makes sense. So there's two bars. One has a flat edge, one has a C edge, and they go together like this. Unfortunately, they made the flat on the Kimber safety, they made this flat edge a little thicker than it is on a standard safety, and so when it won't engage with a standard safety selector on that left side. So if you bring a standard 2011 safety selector in and try and put it in the Kimber, it doesn't fit. It won't go through there. Now, could I grind this down and make it work? Could somebody do that? Absolutely. Somebody could do that. So, and I'm sure somebody's going to make safety selectors for it. An extended safety selector on that side would be wonderful for a better thumb rest. So I'm sure there's things coming. This is going to be a popular gun, I have no doubt. But where that comes together, it wouldn't fit. So I was left with no option. If I want to shoot the gun competitively here in the short term, I had to get my trusty Dremel out. And you can see, instead of it just being a round, blunt edge here with a sharp edge on the top that was digging into my thumb, I have done my best to make it match. And I didn't get quite as aggressive as they are on the Prodigy. You can see that I'm not quite as aggressive there. But I went ahead and beveled this edge and beveled this edge and made it come to a nice little rounded point there, and my thumb fits here. Hot spot gone. Now I need to go shoot it. I'll have this coated here later on to kind of get rid of the ugly there. And I'm going to shoot it a little bit, but from gripping the gun, I gripped the gun earlier and was just moving my thumb like it would naturally sit there. And boy, it was irritating. This spot right here, I had a big red mark from yesterday. So anyway, it feels like it's gone. I'll shoot it a few times, make sure that hot spot's gone before I go ahead and spend the time to have that coated. But there we are. That's the fix. I just simply took the Dremel and followed the bevel that was already there. You can see it me slowly fading it over. And then I rounded this edge and made it come to the point to match my other 2011. And that seems to have completely gotten rid of that hot spot for my hand anyway. I know I've seen others. I think Ben Stager took his, and in the glimpse I saw of it, he flattened this whole thing out, and I think he went pretty extreme with it, or his gun guy did. And I don't think that was necessary for me. I think just beveling it out to make it match the others seem to fit works really well. So I absolutely love the gun. I cringed a little bit having to take a Dremel to any part of it, but I did remove this, take the gun and put it in a safe place, and then I Dremeled it out off the gun. So, but anyway, absolutely fantastic firearm, highly recommended, and I'll get you that comparison video in the next few days. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.